Hello, Paul Kroto here, doing another Star School Live. Unfortunately, I am flying solo again today. Sheryl's still in Ireland with her family. She left last Thursday, so she's been there for like a week now. Coming home, I think today or tomorrow. But then we are jumping on a plane Monday and going to Salt Lake City. We're doing a big event there, as hopefully you've all heard about. We're going to do the Mineral Mine Tour and the Health Summit in Salt Lake City, which is like my favorite week of the year. I love everyone in Salt Lake City. It's a great group of people there, a bunch of different teams in Salt Lake City. And you get to go back to our core. Our core is the minerals. And there's a little 5-minute video. I'll post it again here in the Star School community about the mineral mine that we own. And it's the best thing that Youngevity has. It's the most important thing for your health. If you don't do anything else for your health, do the minerals. Make sure you're drinking your minerals every single day. I do 2 to 3 ounces a day myself, just because of what a dramatic impact it has on me. And I've been, with these minerals now for 20 years, and I've changed more lives with these minerals than any other thing out there, because it really is the core of health. It is the currency of life. So we got to always remember what our core is, what the most important thing is, and the most important thing is the minerals. So going on a tour that day and getting to see the mine, and I know Reverend Ropp is heading up that tour with some other great speakers on those. There's a bus that goes down to Emory, Utah, which is where our mineral mine is. And it's a great day. Everyone needs to do it at least once in their life. You'll learn so much, and you'll know why these minerals are so critically important to have in your body every day. So that is exciting. Then we're going to do the Health Summit on Saturday. We got Sanjeev coming. We got Dr. Dirk, Richard Renton coming. We got a whole bunch of people coming. Rich Dox is coming out. I'll be there. I'll be with Sean. We're going to be doing a Hemp FX presentation. Sheryl will be there, obviously. Tracy Wagstaff's emceeing the whole thing. So I'm missing people. I'm sorry about that, but we got a whole big lineup of people that will be speaking there. That flyers circulating around here in the Star School community, and I'll make sure I push it up so that all of you can see it. It is going to be a fantastic day. If there's any way you can get there, highly encourage you to do so. It's always that like 3rd week in June. So if you can't make this one, make plans for next year, because it's really a great weekend. Strictly focused on the minerals on Friday, and then just focused on health, the Health Summit on Saturday. Then we're jumping on a plane and we're flying from Salt Lake City, not a long flight, 1-hour flight from Salt Lake City to Boise. And we'll be doing meetings in Idaho for another week. So we got busy schedule coming up. And that means that we won't be doing a formal Star School for a while. So next week, like I said, we'll be in Salt Lake City. Then we're going to be in Idaho. And then the following Thursday is the 4th of July, which is like my favorite holiday. So when we celebrate our independence, it's a big freedom day. Freedom is like my favorite word. So it's a great day. So we will not be doing a formal Star School for the next 3 weeks. That really stinks. I know you guys are going to miss us, but we will be doing Facebook Lives. So we'll be in here. We'll be doing Facebook Lives from all the events going on in Salt Lake City. We'll jump on Facebook Live for a little bit of the mine tour. We'll jump on Facebook Live for the Health Summit, and then we'll do some meetings in Idaho and in Boise. We'll get on Facebook Live too. So we won't be disappearing on you. We're just not going to be doing a formal a Star School like we normally do on a leadership topic or a training topic. So, but we'll be around. So, but hey, last week I did a Facebook Live. I just basically wanted to get on here because Sheryl was gone and tell you what I do on a daily basis. People always ask me, Paul, what do you do? What's your day look like? So I kind of did a day in the life of Paul Kroto and what I focus on. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, I can't encourage you enough to find it. It's down below. It's dated June 6th. It was went live, and it just it turned out really good. I got a ton of great feedback on it. Like, people were saying that's exactly what I needed to hear, to know what to do in a typical day, what it takes to be successful. So Definitely check that out below. Yesterday, I also posted a fantastic video from Tony Robbins. I posted in a couple different places. I know it's in the Grow Together Club. I'm 99% sure it's here on the Star School page as well. It is. It just blew me away. I mean, kind of, well, first of all, the beginning of the video kind of goes into how to be a great coach. So we're all, you know, we always talk about the 3 things that we do here at Youngevity. We improve ourselves every single day. So we're got the old axe, and my axe is it's up here. I'm gonna get my axe. Hang on a second. I always have my axe nearby. So we got the axe, the rule of 3. So every day I'm going out, hitting the tree 3 times. What am I hitting the tree doing? Well, first thing I'm doing is I'm hitting the tree and I'm doing self-improvement. So every day I got to go and do some sort of self-improvement. The best self-improvement in the world is in the Grow Together Club. So make sure that you are in the Grow Together Club and participating every single day by letting us know the +1. And it's got to be a +1 we're looking from some sort of personal growth thing that you did. Linda does amazing daily dose calls. Those count. She does a nightly dose. Those count, obviously, because she's reading from a personal growth book. And all those different podcasts that I post, and I'll post them again so that you know exactly what podcast I'm listening to. And, you know, there's a lot of things that apply to personal growth, but we're not just looking for something that, oh, I looked out the window today and I discovered that the grass is green. Like, that's good that you did that, but it's not personal growth. So we're really just focusing in that group on personal growth. Here in the Star School community is where you can ask questions and post things and participate and congratulate people and do all kinds of anything you want to do in the world. We can do in the Star School community here because we're all a community of people. So it's kind of open to this building your Youngevity business and having a discussion with other Youngevity people. But the Grow Together Club is strictly grow together and strictly personal growth. So we're keeping it super laser focused in there on what's being posted in that group. So that being said, I can't encourage you enough to watch that video I posted yesterday as my personal growth that I did yesterday. I watched this 30-minute video and I posted a link to it in the Grow Together Club, and it was fantastic. So it starts out by talking about being a coach, that I was just mentioning. And, well, so let me get back to the second swing here. So the first swing was personal growth or self-improvement. The second swing every single day that I do with my axe is recruiting. I'm looking for new people. So I'm bringing new people into my Youngevity business, making an impact on their lives, and then I coach them. So it's self-improvement, recruiting, coaching. Those are the 3 swings every single day. And what we're saying is that if you hit the same tree 3 times every single day, eventually the tree is going to fall down. Eventually you're going to reach your goals. So that's how this works. You just got to keep on swinging the axe every single day by doing self-improvement, doing the recruiting, bringing people in to your business, and then coaching them so that they achieve the results that they're looking for. So you do those 3 things every single day, you're going to build an amazing Youngevity business. That is absolutely the truth. So coaching is a big part of, it's 33% of what we do. So this great video is how Tony Robbins coaches people. And it's not exactly the same coaching that we do, but he talks about, number 1, state of mind. You know, you got to get in the right state. And he has this example. So as you know, he goes through all the five keys to coaching, and number 1 key is state. But afterwards, he has an example of a guy he brings in that's got this amazing stutter, like a really bad stutter. And, you know, I was, you know, I don't know if I thought that was a medical condition or what I thought a stutter was, but it's all in your mind. It's just a mental block you have to not get the words out correctly. I guess I have that at times too while I'm speaking on these Facebook Lives. So it's just, but it's a mind training thing that Tony Robbins fixes in like 5 minutes. This guy's been having stuttering problems for 30 years. So I got to hire him to help me with my speech. So it's probably the most amazing video you're ever going to see in your life. And then he goes through, so they kind of talk about what's going to happen, and they show you the video, and then they talk about what happened after the video also. They were kind of recap things. But getting in state, so important. It's number 1. You got to help people get in that proper state. You got to help yourself first and foremost get in that state. And we're all going to struggle with this forever. I mean, it's just something on a daily basis. I don't care, myself, Sheryl, and everybody in the world, we have to be very intentional about paying attention to what state we are. Because it's easy to get upset about something or be in a bad mood once in a while, or, whatever's going on. It does obviously affect us. So we got to catch that and know what to do to change that state, to get into that right, good state. I love clapping my hands. I love putting on music. I love getting on my trampoline or, doing some exercise. And that gets me in the state. I'm back to 10. Boom. Okay, ready to go. So I'm super big on state. Tony's super big on state. It's the number one thing. If you're not in the right state, you're just like, oh, life sucks. It's raining out. Think I'm taking a nap. I mean, just, when you're in a bad state of mind, I'm sure, or if you don't, your spouse will let you know that you're in a bad state of mind. But so you got to become a master at mastering your state of mind. Number one. Number two, the thing to me that I want to focus on and help people with is their story. Okay, so the second S is story. We talked about the three S's before, but there's this past story you got of your past. This is what's happened in my life up to this moment. We all got a story, every single one of us. Now there's going to be another story. The other story is what's going to happen from here forward. Okay, so if we were to get together 5 years from now, you would have a story. You could tell me a story about the past 5 years. So what Sheryl and I are so big on here at Star School, what really Star School is all about, the tagline is live the life you want. So what we have people do is sit down and write out that story as if it's 2024 right now. So let me tell you a story about my life. I did this, I got this in my life, I do this. So if we haven't seen each other for 5 years, it's 2024, and we sit down and we say, hey, how are things going? You're like, hey, things are great. Absolutely fantastic. I'm like, oh, wow, tell me about them. And you would tell me about all these great things you manifested the life you want to live. And not the life you want to live, the life you really want to live. Okay? Because you're like, a lot of people say, oh, life, when I ask them, what's the life you want to live? They're like, oh, I want to lay on the beach all day. No, that's not the life you really want to live. We all have human needs inside of us. And one of the biggest needs is for growth and contribution. Those are the two things I really, really focus on. So I want to grow myself. That's why we talk about self-improvement, being the number one, swing every single day with the axe. But also, having the contribution. And here, I love the word contribution, but I love the word impact more. And Sheryl and I started using this word impact at the beginning of this year, and it's made a big impact on our Youngevity business because everyone we're talking to loves that word impact as well. So actually, we're making everyone buy T-shirts for convention, and the T-shirt says "Impact drives income," which is phenomenal. I love that. We got to have income goals, but how are we going to get that income? We got to impact people's lives. So that's why I do these Facebook Lives, because I want to impact your life. I just got to stay focused on impacting people's lives. Now, I can't impact your life unless I grow myself first. So I had to watch this video yesterday to be able to make this video today, because I would have nothing to say to you right now unless I watched that personal growth video yesterday from Tony. So hopefully this is all making sense to you now, how this whole thing works. You got to do the personal growth first, and then you got to then you've got to turn around and contribute, give that information away, and help improve it, help impact people's lives. So getting back to the story. So there's a second story that you're developing over the next 5 years. And the next 5 years are going to go by one way or the other. So it's so powerful to now write that story of the way you want your life to look like, as if it's already happened. And then it just magical things happen. And your whole outlook on life changes because you've changed your focus. You're not focused on the past. Your past does not equal your future. Just because all these bad things happened in the past, and bad things have happened to all of us in the past, just because those things happen doesn't mean they're going to happen again in the next 5 years. You can change that, but you got to change your story. You got to change your focus, what you're focusing on. So I don't focus on the story of my past. I focus on the story of my future, which sounds, I'm sure, kind of weird to some people, but I'm telling you, all the top people, all the big manifestors out there that have these incredible lives, they saw this happening before it happened. You just got to be really good. You got to get a piece of paper out. You got to get the vision board out. You got to be able to see what your life's going to look like down the road. And then all of a sudden it just happens. You know, it's magic. It literally is. So you got to get focused on that future story, not the past story. And then number 3 is strategy. So it's state, story, strategy. So you got to get in the right state. You got to have the right story. So I'm focusing on the story of my future. And you got to have the strategy. So how the heck am I going to get there? Well, the strategy I went over last week in the Day in the Life of Paul Kroto. So you got to get really focused on page 18 of that Star School workbook. That's the strategy you got to do every single day. I know there's a lot of great trainers out there in Youngevity and other places. Everyone does things a little bit different, but I'm telling you, if you're going to be successful, you have got to do page 18 of the Star School workbook. And there's no trainer in the whole world that's going to, challenge me on that or disagree with those 10 things, because I've been doing this for 23 years. I've been super successful. I've followed all kinds of successful people, and I've studied success. I know that there's things involved you got to do every single day in order to be successful. You got to take your supplements. You got to do your personal growth. You got to cultivate that vision, keep reading that story over and over again so that it really becomes solid in your mind. And and those other things that are listed on page 18, you got to do every single day. It's that whole self-improvement, recruiting, coaching thing. It's the 3 swings of the axe. You got to swing that axe 3 times every single day. And those are the 3 things you got to do. So that's the strategy, So now the reason why I love page 18 so much is because it tracks things. Now, Darren Hardy, he's the guy he's the CEO of Success Magazine. So he, owns Success Magazine. He studies success his whole life. This is his best quote he's ever had his whole life. What you track gains traction. All winners are trackers. Simple as that. What you track gains traction. All winners are trackers. I'm telling you, if you want to be successful, you want to reach your goals, you've got to track what you're doing. So it's plan, do, review. That's the Star School system. Whenever someone asks you what's the Star School system, it's plan, do, review. So we got a plan. We know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do page 18, Star School workbook. We got to do it. Okay, so it's doing it and then it's reviewing it. So every weekend we do the Sunday week review. So you go to mysundayreview.com. Every Sunday you review what went good last week, what didn't go so good, what am I going to do to adjust things a little bit to make this week better than last week. It's a super simple formula. It works 100% of the time in any area of life, okay? So there's another quote that I want to mention here before we close out this Facebook Live. It's from Carl Pearson, okay? It's actually called Pearson's Law. And what it states is that which is measured improves. That which is measured improves. That which is measured and reported improves exponentially. That which is measured and reported improves exponentially. That's why we developed mysundayreview.com, because if you measured things all week on page 18, but then you reported that to somebody, okay, and that somebody is somebody you got to find. You got to find that accountability coach, that battle buddy that Sheryl and I talk about all the time, because when it's reported, it becomes real. This guy, Carl Pearson, smart guy. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. Actually, I do know how else to say it because I'm gonna leave you with this accountability statement, statistics, I should say, that I've mentioned 2 or 3 times before. But if you missed it, or if you didn't take it seriously before, please write this down. So did you realize that those who say they will accomplish something, so if you tell me you're going to accomplish something, they do so 6% of the time. Okay, so there's a 94% failure rate when someone just tells somebody they're going to do something. If you write it down on a piece of paper or type it out in like a Word document, it jumps to a 33% chance of accomplishing that thing. So this is why we tell you to sit down and write out the life you want to live. Super important to do that. Okay? If they write it down, and tell someone about it, it goes all the way up to 59% chance of success. So not only just write out the life you want to live, but go show it to somebody. Take a picture of it, post it in this Star School community so we all can see it. Your chances of achieving that life now have gone up to 59%. They went from 6% to 59%. However, this is where it gets really good. If you write it down, tell someone, so you share that story with someone, and then ask them to hold you accountable for those weekly actions on page 18 and to, be their battle buddy and to fill out that My Weekly Review. It's going to ask for your coach's name and email address. So you got to know who that person is to know their email address so they can get the form from you that you fill out. You'll get a copy and they'll get a copy so they can hold you accountable. Okay, they're not here to be your boss. They're not here to micromanage you. It's just a battle buddy, someone to help. Sheryl and I are battle buddies. And since we started working together, both of our businesses have just exponentially grown. Because when you write it down, tell someone and ask them to hold you accountable, that figure jumps to 89%. You got about a 90% chance of achieving what you're trying to set out to do by writing it down, telling someone about it, telling your battle buddy about that, showing them the life you want to live, that document, and then asking them to hold you accountable on a weekly basis with this weekly review. 90%, your results, your chances of achieving that life you want to live go up to 90%. It's accountability really does count. So it's the single most important factor in achieving your results. If you really want to live that life that you really want to live, accountability is the absolute key. So, Sheryl and I will be on the road, like I said, for the next 2 weeks. So we won't be doing that Monday or Tuesday coaching call that we do. So Mondays we usually do the Star School coaching call. Tuesdays we do the health evaluation system coaching call. We're not going to do that. We're going to be actually flying and traveling a lot over the next 2 weeks. So we will not be doing that on Mondays and Tuesdays. But this really is going to force you now to go find that accountability partner if you haven't done so already and say, listen, Paul and Sheryl are not going to be there for us forever. So you need to find someone to lock arms with and ask each other to hold each other accountable. Usually you're enroller, but it doesn't need to be. It can be someone cross line, up line, down line, sideline, wherever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if they're in Youngevity. Just you're asking somebody, it can be your spouse, it can be a friend of yours, someone to hold you accountable. And it makes all the difference in the world when you do that. And then say, listen, I'm going to fill out this form. It's going to look kind of ridiculous. But it's my life and it's what I want to do. And I'm going to put you in as my coach and I'm going to send it to you and you're going to see it. And this is what I set out to do. This is what I did. They're going to be like, hey, I saw you set out to do this and you only did this. What happened? And you just kind of talk it through. And, if it's all great, everything went fantastic, let's celebrate. Things didn't go as well as we wanted them to, as well as we planned them to go. Let's my favorite saying is I never lose. I either win or I learn. So let's learn something and let's learn that and let's make this next week better than last week. Okay. So that's my tips for today. That's the Star School for today. Hopefully you got some value from this. Hopefully you share this with your team because we want to make an impact on people's lives. So with that, I'm going to go pack. I got a lot of traveling coming up here. So I'm going to go pack and I'll promise to give you updates on my Facebook page and here in the Star School community on our travels and all the things that are going on here with Youngevity. So love all of you. Hope to talk to you soon. Have a great day, everyone.